Hey guys, Keith again with Bulletproof RC, and this is my 1/10 scale Axial Yeti kit build. I built this vehicle about a year and a half ago, and it's been one of my favorite RCs on my shelf. Pulled it back out now to go through it and do a few things to it. I got some pretty neat items to install. The first thing that I want to introduce is the Exotek chassis. Exotek is known for making a lot of upgrades for several different vehicles, but in the crawling industry, their presence is pretty absent. But since this is a semi-go-fast rig, they did introduce a aluminum chassis for this vehicle, and I'm pretty excited to install it. So that's the first item. Second item I picked up was a T-bone front bumper, and this is the XV4 version. When it's assembled, I'm sure you'll recognize it. They use this format in several of their new bumpers. But one thing I really liked about it is the fact that it does go up underneath the chassis on the front end and offers a decent skid. And then of course, Exotek recommends using the associated chassis protector sheet, and that's your part number on that for their chassis. So I'm going to get this stuff unpacked. We'll look at the individual pieces and then we'll install them and see how the end product is. Okay guys, here's the contents of the package. The chassis is in very nice work of art. Nice machining skills involved with this thing. It's got some weight to it. It's going to get all the get a lot of the CG down low where it needs to be with this rig and make it perform quite well. I'm very satisfied with the overall quality. We'll see how fit and finish is as the build goes. I do apologize, I lost a little bit of footage where I had modified this piece here. This is the portion that goes up here in the front for the front part of the battery strap, and out of the pack it actually came with a little tab on it right here, and that's intended for you to mount your radio receiver. And your radio receiver would mount right here, and that didn't leave a lot of room for an ESC. So I took the stock piece with my Dremel and I cut that part off. And anyway, I apologize for not having that in this video, but anyway, lost that bit of footage. But I think in the end, I'm going to like it. I'm going to mount my receiver in the fuel cell compartment on the back of the Yeti. You can't see with the cage on, but the Yeti comes with a fuel cell. Again, this is the kit version. I believe the RTR comes with a fuel cell back here as well. And there's a lot of room in that fuel cell for a radio, so a receiver. So pretty confident I can fit the BEC and receiver in that. So anyway, cut that off. I'm going to mount my ESC right here, just as they suggest, but I'm not going to have a radio receiver sitting right above the ESC. Here is a picture of, it's hard to see in this picture. Well, it's hard to see because they don't have that part mounted yet. Let's see if they show it. Yeah, here you go. This is what they intend for you to do. They're showing the RTR version ESC mounted to the chassis, and this plate right here that I mentioned that I cut, that's where they intend for you to mount your receiver. All that is neat and tidy, but you got this huge fuel cell back here, all that room in it that's not being used. It doesn't seem like it'd be very difficult to move some wires up in here and mount your receiver up there. So we'll see how that goes. Other bag I have not opened is the front nose clip of the chassis and all the hardware. Looks like mounting hardware for the servo, and also a longer servo turnbuckle there. So anyway, and of course a couple of Velcro battery straps up here. So I'm going to get to messing with this thing a little bit. Another thing I will mention that I did, I'm not really a fan of the way they've got the battery sitting on like a ladder frame of the chassis. I use soft packs and they recommend using hard pack with this conversion. I took a piece of Lexan plexiglass and I cut it out, and I'm going to mount it right here with these two screw holes right here. It'll also have the carbon fiber piece up under that. Hard to do this with one hand, guys, but it'll be something like that right there. Hard to line it up perfectly, but you get the idea. And that'll give a flat surface for the battery to sit on. Unfortunately, once you add this, it doesn't leave a lot in the form of a lip here. So I'm going to put two Velcro straps going this way, and then one long one going around the battery this way. And hopefully the end product will be a good one. If you're curious about this thick Lexan that I used, it can be found on eBay. Manufacturer name is Poly. I don't know the exact thickness, but here's two pieces, and as you can see, it's pretty thick stuff. I found it on eBay and ordered it just for odds and ends, do-it-yourself plastics that you may need on RCs. So far it's come in handy a couple different times, and I think it'll be a nice little feature for this chassis since I use soft packs. Because if you used a hard pack, you would have to get one that fits perfectly for it to sit in this thing and not move side to side with the Velcro strap. So anyway, we'll see how the end product turns out, but I'm excited to see where we go. I'm going to pause the video and get to wrenching. Okay guys, here is what the battery mount, the modified battery mount, looks like. I wound up not using the stock battery straps that come with the Exotek chassis. They're just very small and look very secure to me. So went with some Techno battery straps. This is the part number for 2-cell, and I believe this is the kit for putting it into their short course truck, but the links work out perfectly for the batteries that I chose. They do offer different links, and they do come in 3s. They got all different links, so check those out for the specific batteries that you're using. But I'll take the battery out and show you what it looks like underneath. Okay guys, this is what it looks like. Again, this is the Lexan plate that I cut out and drilled and recessed some holes to use the existing mounts on the Exotek cage or chassis, and then use the existing slots in the back of the chassis. Came through under the plate. I went ahead and used my soldering iron and put a couple of holes in the straps to secure those in place. Just seemed like a better idea than tugging on those carbon fiber points right there. It's not real thick carbon fiber on this piece, and they want you to loop under that and wrap around, and just feel like that was going to snap. So anyway, I think in the end this is going to be a much better solution to mounting a soft case battery in the Yeti chassis. So anyway, I'm gonna move forward. Okay, everything's installed guys, and I'm pretty happy. The overall fit and finish of everything went together just wonderfully, and really digging the chassis layout. Seems like got the weight down low where it needs to be, and I haven't driven it yet, but I can already tell that this is going to be a get my hand out of the way here. It's going to be definitely an improvement on the Yeti. So we'll pull the body after we take the camera around the vehicle, show you what it looks like with the body now on. Very, very nice. Let me pause the camera, I'll take the body out. Okay, here we go. Had quite a few upgrades on this Yeti already. If you haven't seen my previous build series on this car, check it out. I'm not going to go over all the upgrades that it has on it, but everything works together with this new Exotek chassis, and it complements each other very well. I use the fuel cell back here for the radio box. This tucks under when the body's on so it doesn't stick up, but pretty happy overall with how everything worked out. There's my wiring right there. Everything's out of the way, and just goes up into the fuel cell. And pretty happy with the modification did with the battery compartment here. Definitely holds this 5200 milliamp 3S 50C battery quite well, and it is soft pack and it's completely secured and safe. You know, the intended design would have had this area under here exposed, but now that piece of plexiglass is there to protect that battery, and then of course the Velcro straps all hold everything down quite nicely. Nice smooth chassis down there. Haven't installed the protective tape over there just yet, but I'll be doing that here shortly. And the servo steering rack, everything's down low. Really nice. I'm pretty happy with it. And there's that side. Well, guys, I guess that'll do it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little upgrade. And as always, like and subscribe to Shoe Fits, my friends, and have yourself a great day.